Isn't it a little strange that we're in 2018 and e-commerce has been around for nearly 20 years now, maybe even 20 years, but still almost every single website is static. Now, I know we have differences for mobile versus desktop, and some websites are clever where they are able to kind of design mobile web versions of their websites that are very different. But even that is done in a pretty lame way. The point is that almost every website is basically the same. If I go to a website in the morning, if I go it on the evening, in the evening, if I go during the weekend, if I go during their peak buying cycle versus other times, if I come in through an ad word, if I come in through an affiliate source, no matter how I come in, the experience that I see is basically the same. And even though we know that these customers are fundamentally different, their purchase intent is different, their mindset is different. And so we have one of the tactics that we use is called a choreographed experience. So, first of all, what exactly is a choreographed experience? So, we define a choreographed experience as a mechanism, it's using software and using cookies, where we are able to understand, anticipate the user or the mindset of the user and serve them different content based on their actual behavior. So if someone comes in from an affiliate website, if we know something very specific about that affiliate website, we can make a whole series of changes for across the website, and that would be an example of a choreographed experience. So I want to show a concrete example of a choreographed experience. And there are many examples and varieties. There's no real rule for what a choreographed experience is. In very simple terms, it is anything where we are using the user's behavior, whether it's the source through which they come or what they do on the website, or maybe, for example, it could even be something as simple as someone comes to my website and after 5 days, they come back to the website and they spend 4 minutes on the website. That could mean something to you. You're the person who's supposed to decide what those signals mean to you, and then what you design and what you execute based on that insight is known as a choreographed experience. So let's just look at one example. I was looking for basement waterproofing solutions, and a bunch of ads showed up. And one of the websites that is in my local market is Ayers. I hope I'm pronouncing it correct, Basement Systems. And when you come to the website, it's very clear there is a contact us for a free quote, call to action over here. But let's say you ignore that, and let's say I go to crawl space repair. When I come here, there's also a call to action for a quote. If I come here, there's another call to action for a quote. And if I click on it, it takes me to the exact same page that I would have come to if I come from the home page. So this gives, as a marketing strategist, one of the things that we're looking for is known as focal points. We're trying to understand what are some of the centers of gravity on the website. This page is getting a majority of the traffic, and I can determine that because there are multiple instances where I'm being sucked into this page. Then this page becomes the center of gravity for the website, which is why we would call it a focal point. Now, let's just think about the user experience, because let's say I put my zip code, okay? Continue. Now they're asking for more information. I mean, essentially they have a form. They're trying to get me to fill up the form, bottom line, right? So they want me to fill up my street address and stuff like that. There are two distinct scenarios the user could take. One scenario would be where the user immediately starts entering their address, right? There's no pause. So basically the delay between, they enter this and they immediately come here and start entering their street address. If that is the case, then we need to get out of the way of the user, right? Because this user is determined, they know what they're trying to do. We don't want to distract them. Imagine though that there is hesitation at this point, or maybe hesitation at any point in the form. That would be a signal that the user is now getting, we talked about system 1 and system 2. System 1 is the instinctive part. So if they're in system 1 mode, hey, let's get out of the way. But if system 2 gets activated, which is their more cautious side, now that tells me that there is an opportunity or there's a possibility that they would leave the website. Perfect opportunity for us to engineer and deploy a choreographed experience. Now, of course, if they slow down over here, what could that mean? It could mean a bunch of things. We obviously are speculating. They could have had a phone call, or maybe their kid came into the room. So we don't really know 100% what happened, but we know that it's fairly likely that if they stopped at this stage, that it's because now they are feeling, especially if they put their address and then they got, let's look at that example. Let's look at a specific example where the person puts their address and then deletes it. Now that's a very specific signal. That tells me that there is some apprehension for the user at this point. Now we need to overcome it. So what I tried to do was I looked around the website to figure out, is there any asset that they have on the website that would be perfect for someone who behaved in this specific way? And when I was looking at their CEO's, I was kind of going through the whole website, I came across this video. And it's, I won't play the video, but it's a really nice video. It talks about how this company has been around for 35 years and all the good work they've done. They interviewed their team members. They showed, there's a lot of social proof in the video. It emotionally connects with the user as well. And so the first thing I would do is I would look in analytics to see what the conversion impact is of this video. I'm pretty sure it's pretty high. And I'm also would look to see what is the visibility of the video. And I'm going to speculate that the video is not very visible because not many people would go to their About Us page, go to their team page, and then from within the team page, notice the video. So it's an asset that really is not very visible. So what I would do is if someone comes to this section and they hesitate, and we can define hesitation as whatever the business defines it as, I would then show a prompt after a 2-second delay over here with that video embedded. So, and now the user can play the video because we know that they are hesitating, and this would be a perfect example of a choreographed experience.